away here for the midweek preview, driven indoors by not very much rain at this point, Gord, just a bit of a drizzle outside, but there is, as Glenn, our new weather forecaster said, it's
yes.
rains.
I mean, how keen is he now to get the form done early for future events?
There you go.
You know,
that's right.
checking the weather.
He's tipping Wilhelm Ruby and Avilius and all those sorts of horses. Tomorrow we're at Kensington, we're on a 5-metre rail. It is a good program, although they forgot to bar the 3-year-olds from a number of these races, which does make it somewhat lopsided. The other point is there's a shitload of crappy night form in these in those races as well.
It's something you should really be focusing on, guys. You know, not being on the fence on those Canterbury night meetings. If you have a look at some of the results recently, with the market hasn't got onto either. They've still gone around really good prices. So.
Okay, all right, yep. So we look forward to that. Now, 5-metre rail, I'm saying on balance it's going to be a wide track, mainly sort of with the weather, but it's a bit of a guess. So obviously we'll have to wait and see on that. But my forecast is for a little bit high and wide.
What about the actual track rating?
Well, that's based on a track. Well, sorry. What are you saying? The track rating currently would be good, but are you saying?
Well, I don't know. I saw 10 to 25 tomorrow, which you know is pretty massive.
It can be. It depends on when it falls. I think the rain was sort of forecast predominantly tonight and then Thursday. So I'm saying that tomorrow might not be much of an event.
That's great news because I found a lot of first uppers, which means I can't bet if it's too wet.
But all of you should be in the chat room and you'll get updated information in the chat room from all kinds of talking heads.
Well, and
not just Gord.
The number one client that gets information before anybody else has already been warned to not invest too much at the moment. So
yeah, well, it's it's a bit of a wait and see program at this point. But still, it's quite an attractive card. Now, race 1 is a 2-year-old race. We have yet to see anything from Jeff, but the market at this stage says Reignite at $3, Miss Canada $3.20, Doubtland $6, Fixated $8, Brooks Battle $9, Kobe Star and Embella $16. The other two are pretty long. Average to below average speed. Mapmaker says Embella, the first starter from John Thompson, leads here. I thought that Miss Canada would be the obvious candidate without being able to line up the unraced. Brooks Battle, he's got possying up into a much more forward position than she raced in her trial, and Lamello with the blinkers on is definitely a candidate to push on in this race. He's got two of the featured unraced, Rails mid back in Reignite and back Doubtland. Gord, take us away. What are we watching? What trial are we watching here?
Oh, well, watch the Miss Canada trial, because that's the horse I'm going to back in the race. The interesting thing, I agree with you, like this could lead if it wanted, but in the trial indicated to me that it was one of those trials where they wanted to teach it to run in between horses and behind horses. So whether they decided to do that on race day and whether that was just an educational process in its last trial is yet to be determined, but it trialled like a real good horse.
All right, so you watch its trial, you watch it against its run. What do you say?
They both get a tick.
Because the nitrous race, where it seemed to go quite well, but at the same time, the Snowden horse third the fence, like never got a crack at them.
Yeah, and there's big raps on that Snowden horse.
All right, so you're saying it doesn't matter that the race is a bit tinny because.
And this thing has improved. So the trial I saw, it was an improvement on the first trial. The run was perfectly acceptable.
Yep.
Anything else raced here, I pretty much have no interest in it at all. So I'm only lining up off trials. What's disappointing is when you look at one and you say, okay, I really want to back you, and then you look at the trials of the others and you spot things you like in those trials as well. It becomes a little bit sticky about what price you want to take and whether you even bet in the race. But
okay,
clearly,
so yeah, look, because I got the field and I went Miss Canada. I'd already given you a big tick off the times of the recent trial, and I know there's a man in the chat room that's has got an interest there that's touting Miss Canada already. But
and great lead from these connections to put Bowman on.
Yeah, definitely. What do we do with these? Well, Doubtland cost 1.1 million. Reignite cost 800,000. They're like usual suspects. Team Hawks, Snowden. And then you've got perhaps a sleeper in the JMac booking, Brooks Battle, who's just the one trial away.
And trialled well as well.
Yeah, I must say, I looked at all three of those trialers and went, oh, God, I think especially Reignite, because it had the preparation, went to the 1050, and then there's just had the clean out the other day and shaped.
It was a lovely clean out. Yeah, like when you back like that and they asked it to extend a little bit late, it extended like a good horse. But it won't. I can never back that horse. But it might make me not back the others. You know what I mean? So and then Doubtful. I mean, you win. The only trial you don't win is against, Farn and North Pacific. Like, there's lots of juicy stuff here, which confuses you. So.
Look, I must say, I was confused by that as well. So we've got Miss Canada. We've got Reignite T Berry just sticking like glue to this horse. 3 trials on it in the run, and then you've got the Team Hawks horse.
If you can carry over his form from today at Kembla, then it won't be winning.
I know, but this is a bit more of a project, isn't it? It's Tuesday at Kembla. Who cares? It's
just chop them out the back.
Who cares? There's nothing else we need to worry about here, Gord.
Well, you mentioned the other good trial. They're the only one, so I was against the one, which is the only one in the market, I suppose I was against. So.
But it will be double figures tomorrow. Fixated is coming out of the English race, which there's no fault.
So Doubtful, you might be good. Reignite, you might be good. Missed Canada, I'm pretty sure you're good. And then Brooks Battle is a pass mark as well. So
yeah, it's more of a question mark, isn't it? Trialled away from home last week, and then turning up here with JMac booked. Yeah. All right, move on to race 2, which I found the most fascinating race on the card. Shout the Bar, $2.60 in favourite. Plaquette is $3.90. Longbottom, $8.50 with Haven. Just Field is $9.50. Dalalart is $11. Night Flyer $12, and Point of Interest is $26. Depending on who you look at, Ratings to Win says slow speed, Racing Advice says fast speed. Racing
Mark says,
I say above average speed. Shout the Bar, they've got pushing onto the lead across Just Field. The unraced Haven pushing up to box seat. Dalalart pushing out to outside Shout the Bar. Point of Interest 1 out, 1 back. Long Bottom Rails midfield, and Plaquette and Night Fly going back here, but they do, they're not devoid of speed, these runners. Wow, Gord, where did you start? What did you do here? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the horse that's just an automatic bet and have a good crack at it, and I think it actually has options to not map in the position that's suggested by Racing New South Wales. That's number 5, Night Flyer. It actually does have some toe, and from barrier 1 I think they could be more positive. They got JMac on, and this horse trialled sensationally.
Alright, I've marked this horse favourite.
So have I.
It's got a run there to Leviathan, which is, you've got Lucicello in that race, you've got some other horses in that race that are, we're scratching around looking for city form in this race.
Yeah.
It's got a city run, and it's got JMac booked, and the trial suggests that, it's ready to go. It drew gate 1 on a non-gate 1 day at Gosford at its last start, so it's a horse of great interest to me.
You just back it everywhere, guys. When you actually look at the horse, look at its action, look at its strength in every run, its whole career, you say, okay, you're a horse with ability, but you're not ready yet.
Okay.
That trial just looked like it's become a powerful beast. We're talking about horses like Brook Magic and Rebel Miss, who have proper metropolitan creds, and this thing trialled better than them. The booking of JMac when you've been ridden by Weatherly, Reef, Bell, Reef,
Corey Brown, he's a good rider.
It just seems like they've got this horse flying at the moment. And
alright, you're also a man that has a bit of mail on this stable as well, is it?
It's very, when I get the mail, is quite difficult because the people you get the mail off don't always have access to communications.
What?
I'll tell you off camera.
Alright, yes, so that's a very interesting point. Okay. It has, however, had a lot of go to the provincials for, lots of
I'm just saying it's a new horse.
Right. Is there anything else that you've referenced it against in the race?
Oh, well, I'm looking at quite a few. I mean, I went looking for Longbottom. I don't like it when you go running around in Brisbane stuff and don't get the job done. Interesting, the couple of decent runs on sticky tracks from Longbottom, but, you know, Chris Lee's Sam Clinton not getting the job done in Queensland. You know, there's some interesting bits there, but not for me.
It's a who cares horse, isn't it?
Plaquette is a horse, you know, I've backed multiple times. This
I'm interested in your assessment of Plaquette here because, you know, she's a girlfriend of yours.
Done nothing wrong, but as soon as you get to fifth start, this Blue Colours preparation, when you're not an A-lister.
And on the rails last start, wasn't it?
So, you know, a horse that has a chance, but never a bet for me.
What, too deep in the prep?
Too deep in prep.
Okay.
And you've shown that you're an honest type as far as ability is concerned, and from my eye, I'm thinking the other one has above a bit more ability than that.
Okay.
And then the false favourite.
Well, what the fuck is going on here? That's a country race, people. $22,000. It's a Cessnock race at Beaumont. And yes, she did a good job to power away from the opposition at the end, but she sat outside Enagami.
She powered away from nothing. And you know, we've talked about this before, being dominant against weak horses is not a good recipe when you come to high grade stuff.
Well, what's she even starting out there for? You know, it's like she raced against one 3-year-old in that race, a horse of Chris Lee's, who did run second. That's Maya. But, and look, you look at the run and you go, this is, you know, all good. But then you go like 4 or 5 or 6 to 1 in this race, nothing like 2.
And then you throw in same distance Gay Waterhouse.
All right, the bottom 2. So John Thompson's chucked a reasonable trialer into the mix here. You know, the race is a bit up for grabs because there's no real city form in the race.
I just went John Thompson first up, 2 short course trial. Obviously I was wrong with the 2-year-old on Saturday, but I think 2-year-olds are a different beast there, and I thought that horse was quite lucky.
And the other horse I want to mention is the Gay Waterhouse second stringer, which is Point of Interest, which actually has got a run on the Kensington track, a bit like, you know, Night Flyer. She's got a run behind Standout that looks worthy.
Yeah, not feeling too positive about this stable at the moment.
I know what you're saying. Ratings to Win still carrying a 3 rating on the Gay Waterhouse. The Gay Bot stable. So they're yet to dismiss the stable. But I think this horse is interesting because it actually carries T. Clark and it's had its last 2 starts in town. So I went looking for Point of Interest. As I said, Mark Nightfly favourite. Cracking race.
It's just the automatic bet, guys. Number 5.
Right. Race 3, 1550. We lost Quintessa, who and
did you get a message off Pilot about this horse? I'll tell you off camera again.
Gee, there's bloody gossip galore, isn't there? What price? Look, I just saw the market before she ran. It was $1.20. What price did she run around at?
It was actually backed. Like, the horse is a myth. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was against nothing. But do you want to take a limited beast against nothing? You know, I'm always anti that, Mark. Like,
I know, but you're confronted with that situation and make decisions about that all the time. All right, so the race as it stands is Reaching $3.90, Canaan is $5, Dancing Gidget $7.50, On Ton $9 with Quintessa was $9 in this market, so take that out. Strange Charm $11, Toffee Tongue $14, Cape Leopard $17, Saigon Shining Eagle and Shosha at $26. Torsaton is long and Shadow Girl's the other scratching in the race. Average speed, and despite having the blinkers removed, Mapmaker says that Entente will lead. You have got J. Van Overmar out there in a wide gate with a horse that pushes on. So I had it leading, Strange Charm, but he's got an outside lead. He's got Shosha box seating, and he's got Saigon pushing into a handy position with the blinkers on. She's never been handy ever. I would have thought that Cape Leopard and or Torsaton, perhaps Cape Leopard might push into that spot. Shining Eagle and Dancing Gidget are candidates to be ridden conservatively from their wide gates. Right, that's another good race, Gord. Entente is a horse that you had a bit of time for in its first preparation, and it sort of killed itself in that second start at Warwick Farm when we were up at Lismore.
Yeah, and,
returned as a gelding. I know you're poo-pooing the stable a bit at the moment, but
didn't like the trials, didn't like the action in the trials, looked to try a little bit too hard. I think Clark even used a whip in one of the trials, which I hate to see.
Yep.
Yeah, not for me.
Okay. Is there one for you here?
This is a really difficult race because there's so many angles you can take. Like, not for me. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't do something. But I agree with your map because if you look the way that Strange Charm pings the lids, it can lead if it wants. And this thing looks like, oh, of course it's gay, so they just say it's going to lead, but it doesn't have as much natural pace as Strange Charm.
And the day it showed speed, it had blinkers on.
So, and then you've got horses like Dancing Gidget, who is McDonald to G. Schofield, but I could suggest on this occasion that's a positive jockey change because that's to be one of the worst rides I've ever seen on Dancing Gidget by J-Mac.
Right.
And it came second. I know PD backed it on that occasion, so that suggests that, like me, he's seen some figures there that are interesting.
Could you back it here?
No.
See, that's the killer, isn't it? It's like, okay, I've looked at the situation and, you know, I'm overlooking what you're doing there, but you come into this race and you go, well, your Kensington reference 2 starts ago is too shit, isn't it?
But I mean, I think I will end every talk about every horse in those with can you back it? And I'll go, no. There's little bits of snippets here, but none of them line up to a bet.
All right, so reaching for me, it has time off. It comes here at 1400 at Kensington, and it puts itself into the finish, and you go, well, it's just top pick, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and the time's lined up for what it did late in that race. But yet again, there's question marks here. Like, cause on time, yeah, didn't like the trials, but you're a lightly raced thing that maybe has got something. Like,
so you're worried about other horses.
What about number 1? I'm worried about that too.
What about it? It's Pakenham. Who cares? Really?
Yeah, that trial was decent.
So you like the trial?
Well, it went through on the inside and extended nicely against some decent horses in Zakat and All Time Legend. All Time Legend smashed them at Kembla today. You Waller horse where you put Bowman on. That's another lead. Only ever had 1 start. Might have a shitload of upside. It's scary.
All right, not a lot of form out of that Pakenham race, but yes, definitely X factor here.
I've got Bendigo in my form guide.
Huh?
Bendigo.
Sorry, Bendigo, not Pakenham. My apologies. There's something else from Pakenham on the card. Yeah, is there anything else? I mean, Cape Leopard has got the reaching form here.
Well, that was a weird one because I didn't think Cape Leopard was 100% comfortable in that race, and it was $26. I mean, you'd suggest that reaching has a lot more upside and was, more dynamic late, but there's some sort of time.
Maybe not.
Strange Charm.
Yeah, well, Strange Charm has got the Dancing Gidget line, and I would suggest Strange Charm. Both Dancing Gidget and Strange Charm were off the fence on a hot rail night at Canterbury, but I'd suggest that Strange Charm has had time off, bang, finally, the 2 weeks sort of thing. So I put it in there and got rid of Dancing Gidget mainly because of the rider change. This is like Glenn Schofield is the modern day Billy Kamer. All right, so you're look, I must agree with you, Gord. I'm not totally comfortable, but I just went 4 here on top, and an interesting race, a race that I want to, I'll use for future reference.
And I'm going to have something each one, number 10, of course, which you know.
Sorry, yes, of course, but that's So we saw a horse out of that race on Saturday at Newcastle, like just
Tears Are Falling when it came second. Or
was it Tears Are Falling? Is that the name of the horse? It just launched into the race, and I went, wow, no wonder you were so well found in that maiden, because it ran in this Pride of whatever race at the Cessnock meeting at Beaumont, but they went like the crackers. This horse raced forward in that race. The other day, just sort of settled midfield and just went bang into the race, and I went, wow, I underestimated that form. So yes,
I mean, like set up for this guy with a 3-year-old filly. This is just screaming. This is the first race where we're going to see what you've got. Resumed over 1400 metres, then back to the 1350. Now up in distance, 3-year-old filly John Sargent. When you came home nicely
your
last
boyfriend,
start,
you want to kiss John Sargent most of the time, don't you?
Well, except he only wants to kiss 3-year-old fillies, but
look, it's a fascinating.
Look, it'll be 50 to 1, guys. I'll shits and giggles because I was so confused about the ones in the market and I couldn't really line them up. I just thought, I'll have a throw at something long.
Excellent. Okay, race 4. Fillies and mares, mainly fillies we're interested in here, 1250 metres. And the market starts with Mirror Vision at $3.20. She's been scratched 4 times, so but I expect she will run tomorrow. May I Say, which is the stable mate at $6, Starla $6.50, Avon River $8.50, no Rocker Rosa $9, Compatriot $11, Perfect Pitch is $16, Tatiara Genofova at $26 with Kentucky Wildcat, and Citizen's Arrest is despised here. I presume Jason's trying to set her up for a narrow win somewhere by running her in a couple of city races. The map says average to below average speed. David Payne's Tatiara pushes through from gate, an inside gate. Mirror Vision is obviously positioned right on the speed. He says that May I Say, who was ridden conservatively in some runs but pushes into a forward position. Genofova underneath her, Avon River outside that. Starla handier than you would imagine. Alright, Mirror Vision, we've been waiting for her. Is this D-Day? Is this the day? What's the story?
And it's a lovely race because we're going to get the right price against horses that are overrated.
Who are the overrated horses in this race?
All of them except Mirror Vision.
So when Mirror Vision gets scratched for the 5th time, that doesn't help us much.
It's another weird one, Mark, where I had my eye on quite a few of these horses to be interested in backing them this preparation.
Yep.
But not in this race.
Okay. So
also, Mayers, you put Graham on, so that's we can just put a pen.
Yeah, fuck off. Yeah. Like, I mean, does anyone notice the transformation of May I Say when Graham gets off, Karen gets on, she goes from a midweek race, a shitty midweek race, to the Akari race on Saturday at Randwick, and all of a sudden, you know, she
comes third.
She overachieved. She just went. I went. Oh God, I didn't realise she was that good. No, it's actually CJ Graham off.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that's May I Say.
Avon River not on fence.
Not on fence. What? Not on fence at Canterbury. Yeah, and it's got a Kensington win, so
it's got a chance.
And
it's decent odds. Starla, a horse that has underperformed but does have ability. Didn't mind. I like the fact that it trialled against the decent horses as well.
Yeah, it's the Walla 1 trial and comes off a $2.50 Saturday SP. So, as much as I, thought $12.50 maybe not, but I couldn't get rid of it.
I'm loving this because I think all these snippets are going to give me a price about Mirror Vision.
Yep.
Weird. I think last time we might have been talking about Mirror Vision, I didn't give it enough of a tick for the trial. I re-watched it again today, obviously, to get ready for this show.
Yep.
I'm giving it a real big tick now.
Big tick, okay.
Yeah, because just one of those Snowden horses where we know you're good, and the weird thing was when the other one loomed at it.
Yep.
I love horses that have that mentality they just want to win. So when the other one came at it with momentum, without sort of much encouragement at all, this thing went again. It's a really good sign.
All right. So this is a trial perv of trial perv's horse on the card tomorrow. This is
because I really like what it did its first two starts.
Well. Yeah. And Rocker Rose is in the market as well. She raced against Mirror Vision at Newcastle on Mirror Vision's debut. Compatriot's in the market as well, but I'd suggest that form is just garbage because it's just full of old horses.
Yeah, that's rubbish. Rocker Rosa is another one of those horses that I was entertaining backing this preparation.
Okay, so you're a tiny bit conflicted. You're like, you want to be bullish because you see what you want to see, but at the same time...
Okay, this will be one of those, if Mirror Vision blows, I'll have more on it because I'm getting more value, and if it firms, I'll have more on it because the market agrees with me.
On that note...
It's just a bet.
On that note, we're going to part 2. Oh.